Hi, my name is Dr. Klaus Lassert. I'm now going to show you a demo case for a HomePod and also give you some insights into how this is actually working.
Hello.
Welcome home, sweetie.
Hi.
And congratulations for having the work week behind you.
Yay.
Which you had announced would be a hard week.
Yeah, it was.
So, now's the time. We'll play your private party playlist.
Yay.
You in the mood?
Yes, I am. Yeah, what's it? Come on.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah. Yay.
Now's the time. We'll play your private party playlist. You in the mood?
No, to be honest.
You're not in the mood for celebration?
No, actually, I'm not.
My first guess, it was your boss again. Am I right?
Yes, you're spot on. Yeah.
Oh boy, why does he always have to be so annoying? Anyway, shall we take some anti-anger action then? I think I might have an idea.
Yeah?
I think there is a new release in one of your all-time favorites.
Oh.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
My first guess, it was your boss again. Am I right?
No, not quite.
So what is it? If it has to do with someone or something I know, can you give a keyword?
Lucy.
Your best female friend. Your only love apart from myself.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry for all my party talk. Forget all that stuff, okay? I'm really sorry you're having that trouble.
It's okay.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, maybe, yes.
All right, then. Let's look at this together. And if you realize it doesn't feel right, you just say stop, okay?
Okay. Okay, let's look into the welcome home dialogue, or how was your day dialogue. Now, the agent, she has world knowledge, like it's Friday evening. She has user knowledge, like his work week ends on Friday afternoon. She has emotional expectations, like he's probably relieved, happy now, ready for the weekend. Also, she knows that this was a particularly hard week. So she says, welcome home, sweetie, and congratulations for having the work week behind you, which you had announced would be a hard week. Now, why is she saying that? She wants to show that she knew and that she has been thinking about it. Because we want to come home to someone who knew that it was a hard day, who's been thinking about it and looking forward to the end of it for us and together with us. Also, we want someone to acknowledge how we master the little hardships, not the big heroic deeds which you'll find in the news, but the little everyday challenges. Someone who cares for me knows that it is a challenge to go through my week, and she would celebrate that with me. Talking about celebrations, she says, now's the time, we'll play your private party playlist. She knows, of course, because we share this term private party playlist. That's the way I celebrate. She knows that from a memory of such situations, from an emotional memory. She also wants to join in my feelings, which validates my feelings and gives me the feeling that my feelings, and that means myself, are okay and all right. Now, there comes this little affirmation. It's swift, it's not very annoying, it doesn't take up much time, just you in the mood. Why is she doing it? Now, one of the most cruel things is to impose happiness on someone when they're actually sad. So the assumption was, I'd come home happy. But maybe everything went wrong or differently. So very early on, there needs to be this short affirmation. If everything's fine, perfect, then okay, let's do this. And it goes straight through. That's the expected way the conversation would go from the view of the agent. But the agent is wise enough to have this little extra affirmation to open the door for me to bring up maybe something completely different. So let's assume I'm actually not in the mood. I say, no, I'm not in the mood. It's no coincidence that she would then choose what we call a handle counterintuitive answer script. Now, she was expecting a yes. She was expecting this to go really swift. Now comes the negation. And like any other human being, that is harder to process. So she asks again, I didn't get that. Party or no party, you're not in the mood. This is what she heard fighting against what she expected. And if that is now confirmed to be actually like that there actually is an issue, then she would change her perception, change and reflect and reassess, of course, her emotional assessment and expectations. If, on the other hand, there was a misunderstanding and everything's fine, then she goes back to what she expected, and that's in the I knew you were. So this is exactly how humans are in conversations. They have expectations. Mindful human beings are very aware that still their expectations might be wrong and willing to change cognitively and emotionally. And here's where this could lead. Okay, so let's assume that, yes, it's actually true, I'm not in the mood to celebrate. Now, again, someone who knows me, feels with me, has an emotional memory of myself and our conversations, would have a first hypothesis what this might be about. Come back from work Friday afternoon, I'm not in a good mood. So the first guess, and this is just a simple and easy way of trying to join me, is first guess, it was your boss again. Am I right? So again, she's showing me that she knows. Also, and if you go into the case, you'll hear it in the voice, the emotion has already changed and she's joining in. She's angry with me about the boss, and she's angry herself that maybe the boss managed to spoil my weekend through the work week. So that's just an attempt. And then if that is true, then she knows, okay, it's this annoying issue which always goes on, and with everything she knows about it, a quick handling script would be right, meaning that it's annoying, but it's not so big. So again, acknowledgement. Oh boy, why does he always have to be so annoying? Anyway, and then she moves me to a different area. That's for this particular kind of thing, because she knows it's annoying but not so big. If the assessment which she makes would be different, she would have to choose a different script. And if it's obviously not my boss, she would have to restart a completely new open exploration into what it is, and that's something you see in the green field. But let's leave that aside for a moment. Stick with the quick handling. So she kind of offers to take my mind of it. Shall we take some anti-anger action then? I think I might have an idea. And here's the naughty part. One option, of course, could be that to understand, to identify this as a moment where I'm emotionally very likely to prefer a particular product, and maybe even from experience she knows that doing a little bit of anger shopping in such a situation is fine for me. I'm open for that. There is a new product out which she knows will be along my line, so she says she just tries to open it casually, offer this, and indeed maybe score on the shopping side here. So I think there's a new release in one of your all-time favorites. I may be wrong, but it may be just the thing right now. Do you want to see it? And if I don't, she withdraws. She's not that kind of person who would then push on it and then destroys everything, destroys the whole relation. So okay, sorry, scratch that. But if I am interested, and I happen to be interested, because let's say this is a new release of something I really, really fancy and been waiting for, then I can go along this line. I'll have emotional healing and I'll have shopping fun. So let's assume it's not the boss and it cannot be healed by a little bit of shopping, some new compilation or so. Then of course let's say she has no idea, has no other hypothesis. So it's a big challenge asking an open question. Now, she can still use all the word knowledge or the user system knowledge she has. There are certain keywords which might ring a bell from her memory, from what she learned about the user so far. persons, things. So what is it? If it has to do with someone or something I know, can you give a keyword? Okay, and in this case, it happens to be a quarrel with Lucy, the user's best female friend. And that, of course, has long been in the knowledge of the agent, that Lucy is the name of the best friend. So even without being able to maybe say it, pronounce the name, she understands, and she asks back, is your best female friend? You only love apart from herself. Now we see something important. One is the technical function, the rational alignment. I want to make sure that I understood correctly. Out of the many words which I could have heard, did I pick it correctly? But at the same time, there is emotional alignment. Your best female friend, you only love apart from myself. It's warm, it's a bit funny, not too much. So it's that kind of emotional message which is attached, because she's aware that she's talking about that person. And we're now very deep in the relationship field between the agent and his or her best friends and the user, his or her best friends, and the agent. So if it goes in that direction, then the whole thing might become more serious. And here again, something else is very important, because if we think about this situation, now we realize this is getting serious. The user has serious heartache, or is really at least seriously sad, because there's something wrong with best female friend. Now, we've started off this conversation only a few moments ago with party and playlist. So again, a mindful partner would become aware quickly that this was not the ideal way of starting this conversation today. So the more emotional you want to get, the more you want to join in, the more you want to show that you know the person. There's of course also a probability that you miss it. And this agent is all about matching the emotion, never mismatching it. And it's about awareness of the conversation. So unlike other agents, there's the awareness, oops, that's the actual mood. So everything else, the whole let's play a list routine, the whole home assistant routine, it's just not fitting at the moment. So she says, oh sweetie, I'm sorry for all my party talk. Forget all that stuff, okay? Really sorry you're having that trouble. So there's awareness of what's going on right now. There's awareness of the conversation up to here. There is awareness of how what I said as an agent was in line or was not in line with the emotions of the users as I found them out to be. All of this, again, that is exactly the way mindful human communicators behave. And that's exactly how this agent behaves. So we've said sorry for trying to switch on the party mode when that simply wasn't on. But now, of course, we want to offer some different kind of help. So obviously it's serious. So do you want to talk about it? And then there are various types of users. Of course, the agent might already know, but let's say it's not yet, it's a bit unclear. The user might want to talk about it, or by all means be left alone. We don't know. And I mean, that's the same in real life. You cannot know, do they want to talk with me or rather be left alone? So do you want to talk about it? And then various answers are possible. And here's coming from the user, I mean, and that would be an evaluation and assessment of the user's answer. Is he very motivated to go into a conversation and get help? Is he rather motivated to be on their own, or is it somewhere in the middle? So there will be an evaluation of this answer, and depending on the diagnosis, which will be let's say on a scale from 1 to 5, it's somewhere in the 3 or 4 area, is the motivation to actually engage in helpful healing conversation. Then that's what is picked up, and the right strategy for that is chosen, whatever the strategies are that the agent has available for it. The more the agent learns and the bigger it gets, the more strategies will be there to handle a specific emotional or motivational state on the user's side. So maybe it turns out that in this case you might choose the middle one out of these 3. How's this? We talk about it just a little bit because I really care, and if it doesn't feel right, you just say stop. Okay, so that would be the kind of half fixed coaching contract, because now she might switch onto the coaching routine, which is how she would help. A routine meaning a whole toolbox. We also call it the coaching toolbox. The toolbox of conversation tactics, which we'll now try to apply to try and help the user. Just a few comments on learning. Without previous learning, the agent wouldn't behave like this and couldn't align so well. Also, during this conversation, there are many learning opportunities. For example, another occasion on which the boss was the reason for the bad mood on a Friday evening, or another exception from that rule. This, of course, needs to be learned and applied next time. Then, whichever the problem was, let's say it was the boss, the agent made the decision to recommend a particular kind of action for emotional handling. Did it work? Or was it even rejected? There's a lot of experience here to make for the agent, and the agent will make this experience and will take this up as part of its learning and see that, okay, when the mood is like this, then this helps to a certain extent, and it helped today, but only after we had a hiccup in the way I try to introduce it. Something like this. Because the awareness of the chain of events and cause and effects of what the agent does and how the user reacts, all of that, the awareness for all of that is there, and it will be used as a learning experience. And that is exactly how human communicators who are good become very, very good human communicators, by this kind of awareness and analysis and really taking this to heart and learning from this and applying this and getting closer and closer to either a group of people or one particular person, and getting better and better in the way they're handling this, the conversations with this particular person.
All right, thanks for watching. Looking forward to getting in touch with you anytime you like.